Good evening. This is the Change. And tonight we're talking about the cultural decay of New York. I guess if I ask 100 people to define cultural decay, they'd all give different definitions, just as I would, just as you would. But until we start putting the right people in charge of these cities, these states, these countries, they're going to continue to run them straight into the sewer. Now, you can only make so many mistakes in a row. Ignorance is one thing. You can be the stupidest person on earth, but you're not going to make 100 mistakes in a row. Eventually, you're going to get something right. You're going to do something good for the citizens of your city, your state, your country. After a while, you begin to think this is all intentional. You have no choice but to think it's intentional. No one can be that perfectly ignorant. Nobody can make that many mistakes in a row. Of course, I'm talking about Eric Adams. He's he's wow. He seems like he's a bad guy from a movie, like with his policies and whatnots. But we're gonna check out this article from bignewsnetwork.com. I've never heard of them, but it was the story I was looking for because I had heard of it from somewhere else. I think the Post. But this is the article I found. New York City installs free crack pipe dispensers. Media. I don't know why that says that. Whatever. There's somebody. The street corner boxes also offer the overdose reversal drug Narcan, condoms, and soon syringes. Woo! Party time. Excellent, dude. New York City's first public health vending machines stocked with free drug paraphernalia and unveiled on a corner of Brooklyn's infested Brownsville neighborhood on Monday had already been cleaned out of almost all its contents 24 hours later, the New York Post reported on Tuesday. Well stocked with safer smoking kits containing free crack pipes, safer sniffing kits, fentanyl testing strips, overdose reversing Narcan nasal sprays, nicotine gum, and condoms on Monday morning. The big blue box contained just one overdose reversal kit and a pair of testing strips the next day. The city plans to install 3 more of the street corner smoke shops, each costing 11 grand in neighborhoods suffering the most from the opioid overdose crisis. The contents will remain free to anyone who enters their zip code on the keypad, and nonprofit services for the underserved will maintain them. We are in the midst of an overdose crisis in our city, which is taking a fellow New Yorker from us every 3 hours and is a major cause of falling life expectancy in New York City. New York Health Commissioner Ashwin Vasan said in a statement announcing the vending machines rollout. We will continue to fight to keep our neighbors and our loved ones alive with care, compassion, and action, he declared, emphasizing the dispensing of life-saving tools like overdose reverser naloxone over the distribution of safer use kits. There are reportedly plans to stock syringes in the machines as well. Perry Perlmutter, CEO of Services for the Underserved, described the initiative as a game changer for this part of East Brooklyn, noting the machine's contents would prevent overdoses, infections, and other health risks associated with substance use, in addition to essential items that can improve the quality of life of all New Yorkers, regardless of their income, insurance, or housing status. Quality of life of all New Yorkers, regardless of their income, insurance, or housing status. Excuse me? How is that going to improve the life of anyone? It won't. It will not improve the life of anyone. I promise. I promise you it will not. This is more of the same. You get these elites. They, okay, I'll break it down another way. They don't even have to be elites. Somebody goes to high school, a nice private Catholic school or some kind of private high school. They network there. They never, ever, ever have to struggle. Maybe they got a Nissan Sentra when they turned 16 instead of the Cadillac they wanted or something. That's struggling for them. They never ate government cheese. They never had to borrow Uncle Tommy's button-up shirt and his brown shoes for a choir concert or cousin Suzanne's high heels for some school event or whatever. These people never had to struggle. And then they get out of high school and they go to college where they network again. And they all have their cliques and whatnots, and this is and that's, and this is and that's. My point is they never had to struggle. And then they go on to the professional field. They get some job. I don't know what those type of people do because I'm not one of them. My neck is red and my blood is red. And so is my hair. My hair's red. And right now my nose is red. So is my shirt. But anyway, these guys and girls, they network with one another. And then when someone gets a position of power, they bring on their friends and the network they built over the years. And none of them knew anything about poverty. None of them knew anything about the Lower East Side or Upper West Side or whatever side is the bad side. It's different in every city. But they're in the positions of power. And then they hire their buddies who are and put them in positions of power. And then those people call on somebody else they know that just started a nonprofit or something along those lines, something to clean up the streets, some kind of contract. And then they make sure to give their buddies the money. And then their buddies do stuff like put crack pipe vending machines on the corners. That's not going to help anything. That's not going to help anything. I just said it in a video the other day. If you give a drug addict a crack pipe, somebody who's never even smoked crack, never smoked crack, and you give them a free crack pipe, and they're in a alley somewhere, some crackhead's got a piece of crack. Now you know what you got? You got two crackheads. Because the one guy has a crack pipe. Might as well be a crackhead if you got a crack pipe, you know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. If you got a syringe, it's kind of the same thing. I can assure you who's not going to smoke crack is a person who doesn't have a crack pipe. If you're handing out millions of crack pipes, you just created a million crackheads. You go hand out 1,000,000 clean syringes. The syringe is only clean until you use it once. Then it's a dirty syringe. You get what I'm saying? Now all those millions of needles that were passed out. I'm just saying millions because I'm exaggerating. I don't know how many are in a pack, a safer whatever pack or whatever they called it. It's a problem. It's destroying our cities. It's destroying our communities. And it feels intentional. Doesn't this feel intentional? Explain to me how it's not intentional, please. Enlighten me. I'm just trying to bring attention to stories because there's people I'm close to who I ask them, "Did you hear that story?" And I would begin to explain it. They're putting vending machines in cities where you can go get a crack pipe. You're lying. I am not lying. This is real. They were emptied out. For 24 hours, they were emptied out. There's probably somebody standing on a corner selling crack pipe because they just went up and just started punching. Because that's how it works. That's how the dope fiend mentality is. Let me get all these and then I'm going to sell them to everybody who was coming to get them for free. But that's besides the point. The point is they're just creating more addicts. They are enabling the addict. We are paying for it. We are. We're paying for this. No matter what anybody tells you, we're the ones paying for it. Because they take the money from our checks. It goes to the government, and the government stomps on it 50 ways till Sunday, and then they shoot it back out to these NGOs like the whatever those people were called. And then they pay 11 grand for these vending machines. I could think of about 11,000 better ways to spend the money, but that'll be another video. I am the change. And tonight, I am an untouched feeler. Thank you.